Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy, Matt Diazable, coming at you with some new music reviews. Thanks for coming on by. I appreciate it. Today, I am checking out the band Brat with their debut album, Social Grace. I've covered Brat before on my channel with their EP Grind Boss, and since that EP, they've definitely improved on their sound a lot. They are a hardcore band based out of Crescent City, Louisiana, and they've just been working really hard to beef up their sound and just been grinding, and have made it into a bigger league of playing with big bands like Eyehategod and Cro-Mags. So kudos to this band for working really hard and just doing what they want to do, and that's play heavy ass music and have a good time. So let's get into this review. Yeah. Brat is doing more than just bringing the social grace with this album. They're also bringing some meaty ass riffs, blazing drums, and some deep ass bass playing, all wrapped up in a nice package. The songs on this album are very heavy and dense and have a good amount of groove and bounce throughout this whole album. The guitar riffs on this album are very chunky and got a really big and impressive feel to them. Whether it's them doing like thrashy like riffs or heavy, slow, chugging style playing, the guitars are just they're good. They've definitely improved on themselves a lot and just have that dense, heavy feel to it that just makes you want to go ooh as you listen to it. And I think a good example of that is on the first track, Ego Death. The way he's just playing so slow and low sounds really great. So here's a clip of that. Noise. But I will say at times with the riffs, just here and there, they can sound a little bit generic, but they're very few and far between on this album. So I gotta still say, like, throughout this whole album, the guitars, they're just sounding really good. The drumming on this album is very tight and very impressive. And I like how the drummer does some really good dynamic and tasteful drum fills. He does them so slick and so smooth throughout this album. It's very good. And then you have the bass playing here, which is just really heavy. It just gives all the songs, especially like the riffs on this album, it makes all the guitar riffs sound beefier and just heavier with how dense the bass playing sounds. Particularly on the song Rope Drag, the way that the bass is just really complementing the riffs here, it sounds really good. So here's a clip of that for you. It reminds me of like if Motorhead was like heavier, I guess. I don't know, I'm getting some Motorhead vibes there. Sonically, I gotta say this band, particularly the instruments, everything about them is just ripping really hard, from bass, guitar, drums, everything on that side of the band. It just sounds really good. The only issue I would say I had with this album, which, you know, was a bit of a problem last time, but in a different way now, and that's the vocals. Before on the EP Grind Boss, I thought the vocals were a little bit too low in the mix, so you couldn't really hear their vocalist that well. And I think they've changed that and done a better job in the production and made her sound more bold and more, I guess, stronger. Her vocal performance is definitely stronger here. The only issue is she isn't really singing that much throughout the EP, or the album, I mean. Like she says some parts here and there, but then there's like good like 15-30 second chunks of the song where she's just not there, and the band sounds great. They're ripping really hard, but it'd be like a good opportunity to like have her sing over them. Or, you know, the band is playing so hard and she doesn't sing that often that you kind of forget that they have a vocalist because they're ripping so hard, but then the vocalist is just kind of like not there half the time. So I'm gonna play a clip of Social Grace and let you know, like, let you hear what I'm talking about. Besides those little backing vocals, she was like absent for almost 20 seconds. Like, are we not going to use your vocalist? Because I think she has a prime like vocal talent and stuff, but just isn't really apparent. Like she's not really consistently on this album, it feels like. So it feels a little weird and empty at times. Sounds dope, sounds hard, but it seems like wasted potential because they could have had her singing over that heavy riffing part, and it just feels like something's off. And like I said, like the improvement on her vocals with the production is really evident on this album because the whole production for this album sounds really good from vocals, drums, bass, guitar, everything just sounds really well balanced, mixed in really good. Nothing sounds really overpowering. So they did a great job with the producer and just mixing and mastering this album, I think. And I feel like it's a pretty good album, but just the lack of using their vocalists more often is the only thing that's kind of like setting this album back a little bit. And a few times, they get into a little bit of a generic playing style, but overall, it's a pretty decent debut from this band. So I gotta say, the like Brat is doing a really graceful opening of showing their debut album here. So I gotta say that this is a decent and solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, I think these guys have earned a really good ranking here and done a really good job. So links down below, check them out. I'm Matt from Diazable. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me who I should check out next. Thanks for coming on by. Thanks for watching until the end. If you haven't, please, like I said, like, subscribe, comment. It really helps working my butt off. I really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I will always see you in the pit. Yay.